Cowboys Nation, what's going on? It's Alex back again with another update, and before we jump into today's shocking story, I need to say this real quick. Most of you who watch my videos every single day still haven't subscribed. And I can see it in the numbers. You enjoy the content, but you're forgetting to hit that button, so do me a favor right now, hit subscribe, turn on the bell so you never miss a Cowboys update, because Eve got news and stories you're not going to find anywhere else. Now let's get straight into today's wild headline. Now, Cowboys fans, I don't even know where to start with this one, because it's the type of story that shakes you up and leaves you asking what in the world is going on. We're talking about Jadeveon Clowney, the Dallas Cowboys' new star signing, the man we all thought was finally going to bring more power, more energy, more chaos off the edge. And right when we were all counting the days to see him and a star on his helmet, this headline broke. Jadeveon Clowney arrested in Rock Hill. Just 3 days before his official signing with the Dallas Cowboys, that's right, 3 days before putting pen to paper, this happened, and it left fans shocked, speechless, and honestly confused. So let's talk about what exactly happened in Rock Hill, because this wasn't just some small-time traffic stop. This was the type of situation that immediately had people questioning his future in the league, his future with Dallas, and even his reputation as a player and a man. Clowney was back in his hometown, Rock Hill, South Carolina. Now, for those of you who may not know, that's where he grew up. That's where he first made a name for himself long before the NFL, before South Carolina Gamecocks, before the draft where he was the number 1 overall pick. This is his hometown. So when news broke that he was arrested right there in Rock Hill, it made the story 10 times bigger. From what we know, reports started coming out that Clowney was pulled over during what should have been a routine stop, but things escalated quickly. Now, I know what you're thinking, Alex, was this something violent? Was it something dangerous? Was it something that could end his career? And the truth is, it wasn't quite that, but it was serious enough to get him booked in, taken into custody. Local police in Rock Hill confirmed the arrest, and that was all it took for the headlines to explode across ESPN, Bleacher Report, and social media. And hey, race, the part that's got everyone talking, the timing. You're telling me that after all the years of Clowney bouncing around the league, from the Texans to the Seahawks to the Browns, and finally landing on the Dallas Cowboys, this happens literally days before his big signing, fans started asking, does this mean the deal is off? Will Jerry Jones pull the plug? Are the Cowboys about to lose a major piece of their defense before he even suits up? Now let's pause right here, because I want you to think about this. Imagine being a Cowboys fan. You've been waiting all offseason for Jerry Jones to make a big move. You've been waiting for this defense to add another weapon. You've been waiting for someone to take pressure off Micah Parsons, and finally we get Jadeveon Clowney, a former number 1 pick, a guy with explosive ability. And just days before his official signing, this news drops. If you're a Cowboys fan, you're not just shocked, you're frustrated, you're confused, you're wondering if the curse is real. But hey, race, the crazy thing, when you look at the full story, this arrest doesn't appear to be tied to anything like violence or something career-ending. No, instead it looks like a case of bad decisions, bad timing, and honestly just bad luck. Reports suggested it was connected to a vehicle stop, possibly linked to an outstanding issue, something that could have been handled off the field, but because of timing and because of who Clowney is, it became national news instantly. And let's be honest, when you're a star athlete, everything you do gets magnified 100 times. If this was a regular guy in Rock Hill, nobody would have cared, nobody would have tweeted about it, nobody would have put it on ESPN, but because it was Clowney and because the Dallas Cowboys were involved, it turned into front page news overnight. Now this brings us to the big question: how does this affect the Cowboys moving forward? Jerry Jones has never been afraid of controversy. He's never been afraid to sign players who bring drama off the field as long as they produce on the field. We've seen this time and time again with players throughout Cowboys history. So the real question is, does Jerry see this as a minor bump in the road, or is this enough to make him think twice? And Cowboys fans will tell you this right now, from everything Eve's seen so far, the Cowboys are not planning to back away from Clowney. This front office knows his value. They know what he brings to the pass rush. They know how much he can help Micah Parsons, and they know how badly this defense needs more juice. So even though the headlines look scary, it doesn't seem like the Cowboys are walking away. But let's not pretend this isn't a distraction, because you and I both know the moment Clowney walks into that locker room, every reporter, every camera, every microphone is going to ask him about Rock Hill. About the arrest, about what happened and how he plans to move forward. It's going to be a storm of questions, and for a Cowboys team that's already under the most pressure in the NFL, that's not the kind of start you want with your brand new signing. And think about the psychology of it. How does Clowney respond? Is he embarrassed? Is he angry? Is he motivated to prove people wrong? Or does this kind of weigh him down heading into a fresh start with the Cowboys? If you ask me, this could go either way. We've seen players let situations like this ruin them. We've also seen players take something negative and use it as fuel to bounce back harder than ever. Now, Cowboys Nation, Eve got to say this whole situation is a reminder that the NFL is not just about what happens on the field, it's about what happens off the field too. It's about how players handle the spotlight, how they handle pressure, how they handle mistakes, because whether you like it or not, every single move is judged by millions of people, especially when you're wearing that star on your helmet. So hey, race, where things stand right now, Clowney was arrested. He was released shortly after, and the Cowboys still appear to be moving forward with their plans, but you better believe Jerry Jones and this coaching staff are going to be watching him closely every step of the way, and fans are going to be holding their breath waiting to see if he can actually deliver on the field, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. If Clowney comes in and gives Micah Parsons the help he needs, if he pressures quarterbacks, if he makes plays, then this Rock Hill incident will fade into the background. But if he struggles, if he disappears, if he brings more off-field drama, then this moment will be remembered as the start of a failed experiment. And Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you right now. Do you think this arrest is just a small blip that won't matter in the long run, or do you think it's a red flag that could end up haunting the Cowboys? Let me know in the comments, because I read all your takes and I love seeing the passion from this fan base. So to wrap this up, Jadeveon Clowney's arrest in Rock Hill just 3 days before signing with the Dallas Cowboys is one of the wildest stories we've seen in a long time. The timing is unbelievable, the headlines are explosive, and the questions are endless. But one thing is certain, this Cowboys team is never boring. There is always something happening, and that's why you come here for updates, because they'll always bring you the latest, the truth, and the breakdowns no one else will. So Cowboys Nation, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, because this season is going to be insane. It'll be here every single day with updates, injury reports, breaking news, and stories just like this. And you do not want to miss a second of it. This is Alex. Thank you for rocking with me. I'll see you in the next one.